Hello, everyone. Good morning. Happy Wednesday. I'm on early because, well, let's be honest, daylight savings makes everything earlier, right? It's so crazy. So both of the kids were up at like 5:45 this morning, which was a little bit early, earlier than normal, especially for Claire. But it is lighter earlier, and we're, I think, maybe still adjusting a smidge. But the fact that it's lighter earlier, like I feel like it's like 11 o'clock, and it's not even 9 o'clock. But I've gotten a lot done this morning, and now I'm ready to get some stamping done with you guys because as I've always said, I was super ahead of schedule with 75 cards done at the end of October, and it is now the 10th of November, and I haven't done a single card yet this month for Christmas. So we're back to panic, let's be honest. So I'm going to show you guys these cute cards because I got this paper and I got it for free from Stampin' Up. So whoop, whoop, perks of being a demonstrator. But I did not like it. I was like, what am I going to use this paper for? This is the designer series paper that is in the mini catalog. And like now I've actually like gone blank on what print this is. Like I feel so silly to be talking about this print and to not even know which one it is. So let me grab that name for you so that I can tell you exactly what it is. It's the Sweet Stockings. Sweet Stockings designer series paper. It's the one with the animals, the cats and the dogs and stuff. Love cats and dogs. Like dogs. Love cats. But we don't have any. And like, I don't know. That's not quite my like Christmas card style. So I was like, what am I going to do with this designer series paper? But I was like, Stampin' Up! Nails it all the time with the double sides. And I could maybe just use the other side. And then I came up with these 3 adorable cards that use the other side of that designer series paper. And I've now like used up that entire pack of designer series paper, making cards that have nothing to do with pets. So I am super loving this paper now. And the fact that I was able to use it and not have the pets just because I'm using the backside. So again, don't always look at paper and think that you don't like it because of the main focal point or the main print or something, because the other side might just be exactly what you're looking for. So this one, quick and simple card, 4x4, add little Merry Christmas and the holly. And this one, I even fussy cut out those little stockings. But this is the card that we're going to play with today. I would say this is probably my favorite print. I keep wanting to call them ornaments, the Christmas lights. And then I just love that super fabulous little whoopsie doodle, crazy curvy Christmas fun. So I got this idea from my fabulous upline, Meg Lovin. So thank you to Meg for that. Hi, Liz. Liz, this is the card set that you will actually be getting. We're so sorry that you weren't able to join us yesterday. I missed you. But yeah, these are the cards. So stay tuned and let's have some fun. So as you guys know, I always do extras at every class that I have been having so that I can then have them for my stash. So I have those to do today. And we're starting with a cherry cobbler card base. How is everybody else doing on their Christmas cards? Claire and I have been working on the stamps. She loves stickers, so she's been peeling the stamps off for me, and then I stick them on. And that's been going well, although she now wants to keep doing that, and we're out of stamps. So she's like, well, we got to go to the post office. So, yeah, apparently we have to go to the post office. I hope she knows this isn't like a everyday thing that we put 40 stamps onto cards. But I told her, you know, the next step is like to stuff them and seal them with the water painters and everything. So yeah, if you guys are doing multiple cards, nobody likes to lick envelopes, or if you do, raise your hand, let me know. Do you like to lick the envelopes? And in the past, I always did like the paper towel, like wet paper towel when doing Christmas cards. But now I use the painter brushes. So it just has that little like wispy tip. And I put I put water in the barrel, and yeah, super fabulous. Okay, so we have our cherry cobbler card bases. And next we are going to take a piece of Bumblebee and add those strips of designer paper. So these, this paper, the Bumblebee, is 4 by 5 1/4, and these two strips are 4 by 1 1/2. So we're just going to add those on with the adhesive that I don't have. Okay. I feel like I always run out. So I'm grabbing 2. So how is everyone else doing this morning on this Wednesday? We went to the zoo on Monday, if you guys caught the little quick live that I did in front of the giraffes. The quality of that video was awful. You would think that the internet at the zoo in the middle of St. Louis would be good, but apparently not. So yeah, that was a quick little video before, you know, chaos ensued as Claire wanted to move along to the next animal. She really didn't have much patience to like watch the animals, except for the monkeys maybe. The little monkeys. She's not a fan of the big monkeys. So yeah, she was ready to move on. We saw them, just was like, check it off the list. We're done. Move on. Let's go. Plus, it was almost time to leave. So I can't be too surprised that that she was ready to go. But yeah, I felt like by going to the zoo on Monday, it felt like 4 days had gone by. Like Monday night, I was like, is tomorrow Thursday, Friday? Where are we at on the week now? And then I was like, it's Monday, Laura. So yeah, I've been super off on my week, but I'm going to continue to be super off on my week because Claire doesn't have school Thursday in celebration of Veterans Day. And so she's already done with school for the week. So yeah, I'm going to be like, wait, what happened? Hi, Diane. Yes, the video was not that great. The day was amazing though. It ended up being 75 that day, although that was probably the middle of the afternoon, not the morning while we were there. But, I mean, it was stunning. The weather was fabulous. It wasn't crowded, or at least while we were there. I think it was probably picking up a little bit. But we got there when it opened at 9, and we were leaving at like 11:30-ish, something like that. We wanted to grab lunch and get back home in time for nap time. So yeah, we were gone by like 11. It was probably like 11:30, something like that. But super fabulous. The new monkey exhibit is amazing. We're definitely spoiled here to have the amazing St. Louis Zoo, and it's free. Yeah. Love it. Me and Brad, we actually, funny little side story. After all, that's what this is, right? Just Laura's crazy side stories while stamping. Me and Brad, like, had a pivotal moment, if you will, in our relationship because of the zoo, at the zoo. I don't know how to say that. So if you didn't know, then Brad and I like met online, I got a random email from him back in high school, and I added him to my instant messenger. It was like the email was like a forward. And I was like, who is this person? So I added him to my messenger on on Hotmail, I think. I think that's what it was. I don't know. It doesn't even exist anymore. And added him to my messenger and said, who are you? And why'd you send me an email? And the rest is history, kind of. No, there was definitely a lot of craziness in between. So he was kind of like, who in the world are you and everything? And then we just started talking. We didn't meet for the first almost 4 years, even though we only lived an hour apart from each other. And then we met and we were just friends. But like Brad used to come visit me all summer long, helped us. Like my sister got married the end of that summer. He helped us. My parents knew all about him. His parents didn't know anything about me. And he came over on a Friday night after school. I was going to college at this point, and he came over on Friday night, and my mom said, you're coming back tomorrow morning to go to the zoo with us, right? And he kind of looked at me like, I don't know what she's talking about. And I was like, yeah, do you want to go to the zoo with us tomorrow? We were going to take my niece. And so he was like, sure. And he's like, well, what time, like, do I need to be here? And I was like, well, we're going to have pancakes tomorrow morning, so you need to be here at like 6. Let me remind you, Brad is not a morning person whatsoever. So I think he probably was like, is there any way to get out of this? Nope. Okay, here we go. So yeah, we like hung out late that night. He went home. He is a night owl, thank goodness, and does very well on little sleep. But yeah, he went home and then came back the next morning at the crack of dawn. I'm pretty sure he was struggling something fierce that morning. Came back the next morning. He's not even a fan of pancakes. We had pancakes. I'm not sure if he ate them or not. And then we headed to St. Louis for the zoo. And like, I don't know, we just had so much fun. It was my sister, I think, yeah. My sister, my mom, me. No, my sister wasn't there. It was just me, my mom, and my niece, and Brad. And like, we just have so many like cute pictures of the two of us together and stuff. And like, I definitely remember thinking in that moment, like, I think I want to date this guy. Like, we're more than just friends, as I always said. And my mom was like, you are not just friends with this guy. And no, just a friend is going to get up at the crack of dawn to go to the zoo with us. So yeah, my mom definitely knew what was going on. So yeah, that was many, many, many years ago. I still have it because it was this time. It was like November 4th or 5th or 6th or something like that. So I got like the memories popped up on my Facebook, and so it's always sweet to see. But I think it was like 15 years ago now. Okay, so now I'm just kind of working on the insides of the cards, which is Whisper White. And it's just a regular 4x5 1/4 Whisper White. And the leftovers that I had of the designer paper, I just used as little decoration pieces. So, you know, there might be like this long strip I'm using on the side, little mini strips I used on the top and bottom. You could even use the back side of the paper, like the blue, instead of the, not ornaments, lights. Gosh, why is that so difficult for me? And then now I'm stamping in Old Olive. Why is that super crooked? I'm like going downhill. And I used the Snowman Season stamp set. So I'm going to use the Merry Christmas on the front, and then the Hoping the Season Builds Heartwarming Memories on the inside. So here's a few of them. Tap, tap, tap in the ink. Let's try to see if we can get that to not be crooked. So yeah, in case you're new here, that's just a little bit about me and how Brad and I met. Well, not how we, I mean, kind of how we met, but how it all started. So yeah, it's always kind of funny to say that we met on the internet, but not in, like, not through a program or, like, you know, anything like that. It was just, it was literally, it was fate. God knew what he was doing when he put the two of us together, for sure. Okay, so let's put the ink aside and assemble a few of these. So this is going to go on the inside of our cherry cobbler card bases. Do share any crazy stories that you might have about how you met your husband. And then this is the piece that's going to go on the front. I always love hearing them. I love hearing stories like that. I love hearing birth stories, especially now that I've had one. I think prior to having children, I would have just been like, don't tell me, I'll be more and more scared. And now I'm like, bring it on. With Claire, I was in labor for 33 hours and then ended up having a C-section. With Alex, I just had a C-section. So I'm kind of like, I feel like I've done it, and we're done having kids. So I don't have to worry about it anymore, or at least I'm not planning on it. So I know you guys are all like dying to see that crazy curvy part, right? Who is excited about that part? The fun little swirl. I will say it's super easy because all you're using is a few circles, and you can use whatever size option you want. Whoop! This goes on the front. And while it might be like, wait a minute, this isn't working, I don't understand, I don't see it, it doesn't look right. And then like you just move one little thing and you're like, oh, there it is. And it's like the craziest thing ever. And it even happens with me like every single time. So don't worry there. Also, who's getting excited for Thanksgiving? Hand raised here. Woo woo. I love Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is my #2 favorite holiday. My #1 favorite holiday is Easter. But I love Thanksgiving. It always makes me emotional, I'll be honest. I'm sure there will be a live on here as I get closer. And I'll probably get emotional talking about Thanksgiving and how thankful and blessed I am. But we'll save that for another one, or otherwise it's just going to happen more than once. So I will not go into that right now. But yeah, I do get very emotional over Thanksgiving. Just because I do feel very thankful and blessed for what I have and all of you guys and everything else. So you can see I used a different piece of scrap paper for the inside of this one because I ran out of the other one. I have like yellow cardstock stuck from the adhesive on my finger. That's one way to dry out your hands, right? Okay, I think this is my last one. And then we're going to start working on the crazy curvy Christmas. But yeah, I'm super excited about Thanksgiving coming up. I might actually make a pumpkin pie this weekend because I'm not in charge of pumpkin pie on Christmas. I'm sure we'll have pumpkin pie on Christmas, or Thanksgiving, I mean. But you know how sometimes like there's so much amazing food, but you get so stuffed and you don't feel like you get to actually enjoy it? That's kind of how I feel. So I'm like, especially the dessert, like I almost want to have the dessert like for breakfast or something, or like for afternoon snack, or depending on where your meal is. Just because if you have it like right after the meal, you're so stuffed and you're like, you don't get to enjoy it. Which is why I kind of want to make some like now to enjoy it. The only bad thing is Claire loves to bake. I'm not so sure if she'll like pumpkin pie, but Brad doesn't like pumpkin pie, and I do not need to eat the entire pumpkin pie. So if you're local, come on over. Let's have some pie together. Okay, so I use, like I said, you can use various circles. I have Cherry Cobbler, Pool Party, and Old Olive. So since the back of my card is Bumblebee, then I went with the other three colors of the lights. So I have my Cherry Cobbler, my Pool Party, and my Old Olive. And I have the three different sizes. You can use punches, layering circles, the dies. You can use anything to get your various circles. And the three sizes that I'm actually using are 2 1/4, which is my biggest one, these two. 2, which is my medium, which is the Old Olive here. And then 1 1/2 is my smallest one. So 2 1/4, 2, and 1 1/2. So variation. You could do just stair step, quarter, quarter, quarter. You could even do like farther apart. Gotta eat dessert first, and maybe there'll be room for turkey. You know, I'm starting to understand that no one really likes turkey. Like, I love turkey. We eat a lot of turkey burger. We eat like smoked turkey breast from a smokehouse here in town, or in the next town over, but here. Love it. But turkey on Thanksgiving, like the full turkey, I've never had one that tasted good. Like, it's dried out, it's not flavorful, and we've brined, and we've injected, and we've fried, and we've smoked, and we've baked in the oven. Like, I feel like we've tried it all, and it's just meh. So my mom actually said this year we're having fried chicken. So I'm excited. I love fried chicken, and I don't get it very often, just because frying, it's not the most fun, especially for our small family. I'm not going to fry an entire chicken. Whew, no. Okay, so back to our circles. So now I'm just going to cut them all in half. And you know how I'm always telling you that it's easier to make multiples of a card than it is to make a single card? And so at least you should be making 2 of every card, because one card base or one piece of cardstock cut in half makes 2 card bases. This is another reason why you should make 2, because you're going to cut all of your circles in half, and one big one makes 2 cards, and one small one makes 2 cards. Now, you do use both halves of the green. That middle one, you use both. But see, just another reason to always be making 2 cards. One to keep, one to send, one for now, one for later, whatever it might be. So cutting all these in half, you could use your paper trimmer to get, you know, an exact measurement, which I did on a few, but right now I'm just cutting them in half. I'm going to line up all 3 of this one. We'll see how well it goes. Nailed it. And then I have a lot of green ones because we need 1 per card instead of a half per card. And then all we're going to do is layer these. So we need, let's scoochy boochy on all of these. So we're going to need 1 of the large cherry cobbler and 1 of the small cherry cobbler. And then we need one of the large pool party and one of the small pool parties. And then we need that full circle of the old olive. And that goes in the middle. And see how we have that fun, swoopy, whoopy, curvy fun. And so this is the part where like sometimes you can put them together and be like, I don't get it. It's not working. Like, you know, you might sit here and do this and be like, I don't get it. It's like, it's not working. And then you just kind of move things around a little bit. And then all of a sudden it's like, boom, it comes together and you can totally see how it goes and everything's fabulous. So like once you get your first one, like that can be your sample. And then like you just relayer it that same way. So let's go ahead and start adhering. So each of the layers are flush with the halfway point. So it goes all the way flush with that and then all the way to the side. So you can see it is flush here and then it's all the way to the side here. And this one I didn't use dimensionals on because it would get really thick really fast. Because it's already 3 layers of cardstock. Okay. And I will say, make sure you have your like lefts and rights and everything lined up before you start adhering, or otherwise you're going to realize that you're like adhering to the wrong side. So again, we got this. So now I need to go to the right-hand side of the pool party. And there we have our fun little curvy crazy Christmas. So now I'm just going to add these two to the center of that card. So it doesn't quite go, it goes pretty much top to bottom, but it doesn't quite go side to side. And I know this is a little off. I think I didn't put it all the way down, so I can scoot it over just a hair. And don't worry about that center crack because we're actually going to put the greeting right over top of that. So there's that fabulous look. You also don't have to worry about whether your like line is straight because again, you're going to cover that up with the greeting. So like if you cut crooked or something like that, it's no big deal. But how cool is that? So now we're just going to go and assemble a million of these for all the cards. And like I'm going to kind of like, again, I'm just looking off of this one and recreating that same one. So it's one of those that like you almost want to like make it now while you're working or while you're watching me, and then you can easily recreate it by looking at your sample later. And again, these can be any size of circles. Mine are 2 1/4, 2 and 1 1/2. And I will say I totally thought I could switch it up and do like a random one with red in the middle and a random one with blue in the middle. And And I felt like that was like too confusing, and I was like, I don't know how to do that one. I don't know how to recreate it. It doesn't look like that. And so, yeah, I tossed that idea, and all of mine now look the same. So if you have that, same crazy panic attack, don't worry. If you need to do it this exact same color scheme, I totally understand. Just checking in on the baby, making sure he's still sleeping like an angel. He ended up going down a little earlier, which is why I'm on a little earlier. I tried keeping him up as close to 9. Normally he goes down 9:30, and it was 8:45. So I felt pretty good that we kept him up till 8:45, because at 8 o'clock I was like, oh my gosh, he needs to go back down. And so he did really well. We just kept playing and reading books and stuff like that. Okay, I'm going to guess that I cut really crooked, because I feel like these, like my blue never lines up with my green. But again, remember that that's okay, because it's going to be underneath that greeting. So it's all good. I also have a huge announcement coming out in an email today. So if you're on my email list, then you will be seeing that in full detail and everything. The email goes out at 11. So there's still time to get on my list. I did leave a link in the description box for you to get signed up. Why do I have extras of these? Who knows? For you to get signed up on my mailing list, so that you see all these fun announcements and ideas and everything. But yeah, I have a huge announcement coming out at 11. I'm so excited. I'm so like nervous almost for a new thing that I'm offering. Also, little fun extra perk of joining my mailing list is, as soon as you sign up, you get a free card making cheat sheet, which comes in handy with awesome little measurements and things like that. So yeah, in the description box, there's a link to get signed up. And all you do is enter your name and email address. Are you all like just dying to find out before 11 o'clock? If so, maybe I'll share it now. I'm a very impatient person, so I totally understand if you are too. So if you're impatient like me, give me a shout out. Say, I can't wait till 11. Tell me now. For some reason, I feel like doing this one, like the sun rising versus that one, like the sun setting, I feel like it's so much easier. Why I never flipped that one over, I don't know, because that's all I had to do was flip it over. So it looks like I just randomly die cut extra blues, because I had exactly enough green and exactly enough cherry cobbler, but I have one extra big and small of the blue pool party. Okay, so there's all my crazy silly pieces, and now we're just gonna add them to the cards. And then for that middle greeting piece, I use that same stamp set, the Snowman Season stamp set, and I stamped the Merry Christmas. I really like that Merry Christmas greeting. I feel like it's super cute. But the Merry Christmas, and then the inside has the hoping this season builds heartwarming memories. And I did that just on a 1-inch strip of Whisper White. I keep those crazy, like, small strips that are, like, the leftovers, the, like, 3/4 of an inch or a 1/2 inch or something like that, to be able to use for, like, little greeting strips like this. And then I also used the banner punch to be able to get those super fun banner tips, just to add a little bit of extra fun to the greeting. Okay, for some reason that one is like really tall. It actually goes up into the lights a little bit, but I don't think anyone's going to notice that. My eyes are super itchy, which now that I say that out loud, then now I can say that yes, my allergies are bothering me. I know Claire's allergies have kind of flared up the last couple of days that we've spent tons of time outside. It's like, hey, go outside and enjoy this beautiful weather we're having. Haha, no. Allergies. Okay, so here's 2 of them. And here's all the rest of my panels. So here's my old olive, and oh, here's my Merry Christmas. Might have bit me if it was any closer. So you can always stamp first or punch first. I've already done the calculation to make sure that the spacing is okay. But a lot of times whenever I do this for the first time, then I will do the one end and then space it out and then do the other end after that to know that it's going to be the same. And I'll show you what I mean by some of that on how to calculate the spacing. So here is my banner punch, and I'm just going to slide it in and punch, and then slide it in and punch. So I then take these little pieces and calculate how much is going to punch off and how much I want left to go on to my card. And then I measure that, and that's the piece, like the length that I need in order to have it consistently that same length and to fit across here. And I really do want it to be fairly long because I kind of want it to cover up the ends there so that it doesn't like, you know, if I had like something that just went like right here, then you would see those rough ends. And I want my greeting to be like smooth all the way across. So now we're just going to add some dimensionals. Also, Claire's definitely my daughter. I asked her to put 3 dimensionals on the back of each of these stockings yesterday. And she was like, I look over and she was on number 5. I was like, whoa, 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 stop. And then she's like, it's 5. I'm like, yeah, I said 3. So, yeah, I was just like, she's a dimensional overuser, just like me. But I also think she just likes to put stickers on, too. So, there's that Merry Christmas greeting with the cute little banner flags on either side. And then I use the holiday rhinestones. There's the pool party, there's the cherry cobbler, there's even this like golden yellow, which could be bumblebee crushed curry. I've used it for both. And I think my take your pick tool is actually over there. So I'm just going to pick a few different ones. I will say the green does look a little not not old olive. It's a little bit more like shaded spruce or garden green. So I'm not actually going to use that green. I'm just going to use the blue, the yellow, and the red. I almost feel like he needs to be scooted up a little bit. So there's that super cute card for Christmas with a fun, like, different look. You know, not necessarily your average, like, elegant Christmas or anything. It's more of like a cute, fun Christmas card. And that little technique could be used for so many different occasions. Whoa! Upside down Merry Christmas. Sometimes Christmas feels like I'm upside down. I'm sure you guys can relate. You could also use all the same color for each one. Well, thank you, Diane. I appreciate that. And remember, you can create those little curves with any size of circle that you'd like. You can stagger them. Again, mine are 2 1/4, 2, and 1 1/2. That was the sizes of my 3 circles for this one. Oop, almost forgot the bling. I'm telling you, it's so much easier with the take your pick tool that whenever I have to go back to doing it with my fingers like this, then I'm always like, oh man. But both of my take your pick tools are over at that table. One of the other things is with this banner punch, I've always found that you can usually do 2. I wouldn't do more than 2, but you can easily do 2 at the same time. So I'm telling you guys, making 2 cards at one time is better than making just 1. So that 1, you can get more done, and 2, you're using up the maximum of the cardstock that you're working with. And you can always see it as like 1 to send out now and 1 to put in my stash for later whenever I'm too busy to make a card, and I'll have 1 quick and on hand. I did almost have a slight heart attack whenever Claire ripped the edging, she took the backing off of it, and so she's like, woo, and like takes it all the way, and I'm like, wait, what are you doing? So I was like, well, I have to hurry up and use that before it sticks on everything. She puts on the dimensionals, like she peels off the top sticker and then puts it on. That kind of gives me heart palpitations too, because like I always stick it on and then peel the back off. But whatever, if that's how she wants to do it, she can. I've told her once, I'm like, why don't you do it like this? And she was like, no. Okay. How do you guys do it? I guess I should ask that. Do you guys peel off the top sticker of your dimensional and then place it on to your project? Or do you place it on your project? Like, so I always take it from here, place it on my project, and then peel off the back. Claire peels off the back and then sticks it on the project. So are you Team Laura or Team Claire? This is a really long live, so for all of you guys who have been here from the start to the end, then I applaud you. I love chatting along and stamping with you guys. And if you've had to go and maybe you came back and watched the replay, thank you. Love you too. And if you've just watched for a few minutes, then I totally understand. Awesome. So now I have 3, 6, 7, 8 more cards to add to my stash. Woo woo! Team Laura all the way. Well, thank you. Yay! I'm glad, like, I'm not the crazy one. My 3-year-old is. Or she's just a 3-year-old. So there's our fabulous, curvy, crazy Christmas card. And here's the inside. You can see this one I did like that. Some of these have the red inside. And then some of them have, of course, now it's not going to be like the next one that I choose. Some of them have the light bulbs. So the light bulbs, got it right the first time on that one. The blue, which is the back side of the light bulb, or the red stitching, which is another piece that's in that same set of designer paper. And yeah, lots of great options that don't include the pets on that Sweet Stocking Designer Series paper, as that wasn't really my jam. So I hope you guys enjoyed this fabulous little technique and that awesome design. To be able to see that. Like I said, don't forget to sign up for my mailing list so that you see the announcement that comes out at 11 o'clock Central Time. Yeah, I'm so excited. And tomorrow I'll share more details. Well, I hope to be on tomorrow. Since Claire doesn't have school, I really don't know how the rest of my week is going to go. So we shall see. But yeah, I'll share that announcement on here the next time I'm on live. So you can always find out at 11 by joining my mailing list. Like I said, there's a link in the description box so that you can join that. You can also join it on my blog, laurastampad.com. And on the right-hand side, there is a little mailing list thing. If you're already on my mailing list, 11 o'clock will be here soon. I hope you guys will have a wonderful day. Love, hugs, and prayers to all of you guys. Stay safe and stay healthy. I love you guys all, and I'm so thankful to have you to stamp along with me. So have a great day. Bye.